So the time is 11:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, July 25th, 2008. 15 minutes prior to the Midnight Madness launch at Toys R Us for Star Wars: The Clone Wars. My friend and I both agreed to share the duties of buying every single LEGO Clone Wars set to launch that night, except for one. And funny enough, just a few days later, I would go on to make the YouTube channel that you're watching this video on right now, LEGO Boy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or as we know it today, Solid Brick Studios.
Hi, this is a review on LEGO 7675, or as we know it, LEGO ATTE.
So what was the one Clone Wars set that I didn't get at Midnight Madness? The one Clone Wars set that after 15 years of LEGO Star Wars collecting and making YouTube videos for you guys, that I never picked up. Well, it was the LEGO Star Wars: The Clone Wars Twilight Limited Edition. Alright, I know I'm not the only LEGO Star Wars collector out there that truly ignored that this Clone Wars set ever existed. I didn't know anybody who bought this set back in the day. I never picked it up personally. I never even held it in hand. Nobody I knew had this. Nobody got this set. Now, it was on shelves for about a year and a half, from 2008 all the way up until December 31st, 2009. January 1st, 2010 was his official retirement date where you wouldn't find it on shelves anymore. And it originally retailed for $100, which was pretty pricey given that it was only 882 pieces. Only 4 minifigures, none of which were exclusive, those 4 being Anakin, Ahsoka, Rada the Hutt, and R2-D2. So they weren't super desirable because you could get the exact same figures in the ATTE, which in my opinion was the far better choice. I got multiples of that ATTE, so I never felt the draw to buy the Twilight. But it wasn't until recently where I started rewatching Star Wars: The Clone Wars with my girlfriend who had never seen the show, or I was rewatching season 1 and realized just how important the Twilight is in the Clone Wars. In fact, you see the Twilight pop up in the Clone Wars all the way until like season 4, season 5, with Obi-Wan coming back to rescue Duchess Satine, utilizing Anakin's Twilight ship for the very last time. I actually love that, by the way. So this ship is pretty prominent throughout the first season of the Clone Wars and beyond. As a hardcore LEGO Star Wars fan, as an even harder core Clone Wars fan, it is important to me to open a brand new sealed Clone Wars LEGO set with this box art, the classic white and blue box art. Like, I'm just taking that trip all the way back 15 years ago to when I started my channel to buying all those LEGO Star Wars Clone Wars sets. Like, that was a big deal for me. And so this, while it wasn't a cool set then, is absolutely a cool set now. In fact, we're going to open it and I'm going to see what it's like 15 years later to finally build a LEGO Star Wars Twilight. But before that, let's go down memory lane here. I love the fact on the back of the box art you have the other Clone Wars sets. Also, does anybody remember the glossy box art? You had that little screech sound. I love it. I absolutely love it. I know it sounds like chalkboard, but it feels like the good old days. On the back of the box art, look at this. We have the Magna Guard Starfighter, the V-19 turret, the 2008 ATTE, of course the Republic gunship, the homing spider droid. All of those sets were launching during that Toys R Us Midnight Madness. Good times, good times. It's also worth noting that this limited edition sticker or print is pretty rare. You don't see it on many Clone Wars sets of this era. I can't remember the last time that we saw limited edition like this on a LEGO set. I would absolutely love to see that again though, LEGO. Please bring back the limited edition sticker and actually make it limited edition. Make it like a kind of retailer exclusive S type of thing. I know LEGO just did that with the Ghost and Phantom 2 being an Amazon retail exclusive. That could have been a great set where you plop the limited edition tag on it. Now, it has been 15 years since I started my YouTube channel, and I still plan on going past that. I have no plans on stopping YouTube anytime soon. Now, I haven't hit my big goal yet of 1 million subscribers. We're getting close to 700,000, which is pretty dang incredible, and I want to thank every single one of you watching. If you're already subscribed, thank you from the bottom of my heart. But if you haven't subscribed and you want to help me on my goal of getting that 1 million subscribers, be sure you hit that button down below. It means so much to me. One day I'll get to 1 million subscribers, but if you want to help me get there a little bit quicker, hit that button down below. Now this Twilight did cost me $350, so I did get a sponsor for this video, which is Whatnot. So tomorrow, July 13th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to be selling all 300 of these LEGO Star Wars minifigures, all up for auction, all started at $1. Plus, that's not even it. I'm going to be giving away a LEGO Star Wars P2 Captain Rex. You heard that right. The $250 figure. I'm giving that away during the Whatnot stream. And that's still not it. I'm also giving away LEGO Star Wars Battle Packs. I'm calling it the LEGO Star Wars Mega Stream because it truly is a mega stream on Whatnot. Now down below you'll find a link where you can download Whatnot, and if you're already a part of it, you can bookmark the stream. Now if you're new to Whatnot, you'll find a link down in the description where you get a $15 credit just for signing up that you can use during my stream or anybody else's, so that is an incredible offer. So the bottom line here, guys, you're not going to want to miss this LEGO Star Wars stream. I've got all kinds of LEGO Star Wars figures, dozens of clone troopers, tons of prequel figures, droids, I got Imperial, I got First Order, everything is here. Just come, the link's down below, bookmark the stream, and guess what? There's sets too. There's LEGO Star Wars sets as well. It is going to be crazy. Come during the stream, come for the giveaways, come for the auctions. It is going to be awesome. I'll see you guys tomorrow, July 13th, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks to Whatnot for sponsoring this video. So I forgot that the Twilight is so old that it doesn't even come with numbered bags, meaning the build process was fairly difficult and really not fun at all. Now, taking a look at the minifigures, first up we have Clone Wars Anakin Skywalker. Of course, it's very debatable about what people think of this Clone Wars style, but to me it's very nostalgic. There is no back printing on these minifigures. That's how it was back in 2008. Of course, we have Ahsoka Tano, again with no back printing. Very awesome minifigure, though I wonder what she would look like today with those new mid-legs that LEGO introduced in the last couple years. Next, we have R2-D2, which is the old style, no back printing, of course. And then lastly, we have Rada the Hutt, or as Ahsoka calls him, Stinky, Jabba the Hutt's son. Now moving on to the Twilight ship. First off, let's take a look at the main function, which the entire front half of the ship will open up in a really cool way, revealing 3 different seats, one area for Rada the Hutt. Then we have a place for the lightsabers, which I really appreciate those little touches. Even back in 2008, LEGO was doing that. And of course, you have 2 more seats for Ahsoka and Anakin Skywalker. So they all fit in very well, and in fact, there's some control panels here on the other side of the ship, and when you close it all up, you can actually see just about all 3 of the characters through this window area. There's no physical window piece, it's just, literally see-through, but it still works in my opinion. On the left side, you'll see a turret that can be moved up and down, and you might be wondering where R2-D2 goes. Well, LEGO thought of that, and they actually have another opening hatch here on the side for some tools, as well as R2 to fit in very nicely, so that all works out very well. On the back half, there is another opening door with a really interesting hatch. It's actually maybe a little bit too over-engineered, but I really appreciate, again, little touches like this that I wasn't expecting on the Twilight. In this area, you'll find a tow hitch, which is surprising, but I believe we see something like this to rescue either Anakin or Rex, so that makes sense. And then there's also a little drawer in there, and I also stuck this extra flick-fire missile on the side as well. You'll also notice that there's a lot of empty room inside the Twilight, so there could have been like a medic bay or something like that within the ship, so it's unfortunate there's literally so much empty space. Something I was not expecting was to find an escape pod on the side of this ship. Now, I don't believe this is accurate, but it still is a really cool function that LEGO thought of. You can put one minifigure inside that. Lastly, we have a rotating flick-fire missile as the main gun turret on the left long wing, and it fully spins 360 degrees, and of course we gotta flick fire it. And again, to my surprise, another really unique feature that we rarely see nowadays on LEGO Star Wars sets, retractable landing gear. It works really well. It's awesome to see that on the Twilight. And then to the right side, you'll find a little lever that will release the attack wing to put the Twilight into attack position. So you can see me here demonstrating these functions. And I have to say, the Twilight is very swooshable. It is fun to fly around. You can actually one-hand it with that back panel area. It works out very well. And I gotta say, this is a lot more fun than I was expecting.
Now, to be honest, the looks of the Twilight aren't anything special. I think we all can agree it's not a very visually interesting ship. Even in the Clone Wars, they joke about this thing being a hunk of junk, and it really is. But in terms of the Lego set, it is fairly accurate, especially given that this is a 2008 set. So what did it look like next to some of the other 2008 Clone Wars sets that it launched alongside each other? Well, here's the 2008 ATTE as well as the gunship. And as you can see, the Twilight is very big, much bigger than you might expect it to be. I'd argue that the detail level is also about on par with that gunship and ATTE. But what about the following year with the Venator and Y-Wing? This is a good excuse to bring out these sets and see them all side by side. Not gonna lie, this is very cool, very nostalgic for me. But again, you can see here that the Twilight is very big, almost the same size as the Venator, which was a $120 set. So overall, I'm surprised by the Twilight.
All right, so if I'm being completely honest, the build was pretty bad on this set. While I was really nostalgic about seeing unnumbered bags and, throwing all the pieces out on the table, given the fact that the set had majority just, light gray, dark gray, and black, it wasn't easy building this thing. I'm very surprised that you can hold the Twilight on this back lip here. That was unexpected. You can see underneath there is some Technic there, so it's actually holding the main structure. So while the build experience was bad, maybe it's nostalgia, I don't know. But it is really cool finally having the Twilight, the one Clone Wars set that I never picked up, never built. It does feel very good now to have the complete Star Wars The Clone Wars collection. It's also pretty wild to think that back in the day, nobody wanted these figures, but Rada the Hutt, Anakin, Ahsoka, they've all gone up in value. I think about to $25 to $30 per figure, especially Ahsoka, given how her show is coming out here in just a few weeks from when I'm recording this. I do wish, if there's one big criticism I could make about this set other than the build experience, it's the inside is literally empty. I think there was ample opportunity to add so much more to this. A medical bay like we see in the Clone Wars movie as well as the TV show is very prominent within the set. I think that would have been really cool. Add a little medic droid here, throw in a Captain Rex. If you had just included those 2 extra figures, I think a lot more people would have bought it back in the day. If you're a diehard Clone Wars fan like myself, then I actually do recommend this set because it is very prominent in season 1 of the Clone Wars. It's prominent in the 2008 Clone Wars movie. So I do feel the need to have this set. Now, if you were like me who just completely ignored this set, didn't like it, thought it was ugly, just what was the point, then I completely still understand that. But for me, it feels good. It feels very good having this, and I'm very happy. Very, very happy. So one thing I do want to hear from you guys is down in the comments below. Let me know what you think of the Twilight now that you've seen it again after 15 years. Are you going to reconsider buying it used, maybe new, or are you just going to pretend that it never existed like most people do? Very curious. Please leave a comment down below. And while you're down there, hit that subscribe button. It means the world to me. And again, I do want to thank Whatnot for sponsoring this video. Hope you guys have a great, wonderful day, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.